Dear students, now let us start with the concepts of drawing incomplete items, adding a new feature, and pattern-based solutions. Let us see all these concepts one by one. Now let us start with the concept of drawing incomplete items. There are two types of items, complete items and the incomplete items. There are a couple of reasons why in the drawing program we are going to distinguish between the complete items and the incomplete items. The thing is that there are a set of reasons for classifying the complete item and the incomplete item. The first one is incomplete items might be rendered differently from complete items. You see here rendering is a process by which view component is going to display the information from the model component. Okay, there is a difference between the complete item and the incomplete item for the rendering process. For example, for a line, after the first click, UI could track the mouse movement and draw a line between the first click point and the mouse current location. This line shifting as the user moves the mouse. Likewise, if you were to extend the program to include triangles which need 3 clicks, okay, one side may be displayed after the 2 clicks. Okay, you are going to enter the 1 click on the display area. After 2 clicks on the display area, it is going to form a one surface of the triangle. The next for is some fields in an incomplete item might not have proper values. Incomplete means first of all it is not having the proper values. Complete means everything is well defined with the perfect absolute values. Incomplete it is not having the proper values. Some fields in an incomplete item might not have the proper values. Rendering is an incomplete item could be more tricky. An incomplete line, for instance, might have one of the endpoints null. The thing is that in order to draw a line, we should have the two endpoints. For the incomplete item, with respect to line, only one point is there, other one may be null. In such cases, it is insufficient to use the same render method for the incomplete items, so that we need to go for the other methods for the incomplete items. This is an programmatic example for the line. Okay, public class line is there. Okay, in that class we are having the uh, variables incomplete of type boolean is equal to true. We are having a method that is incomplete method. It is having a uh, statement return incomplete. Okay, and one more class we are having a public class new swing UI. It implements the interface UI context. After that I am going to draw a line here. Public void draw a line. If statement is having the condition line dot is incomplete, it is calling the is incomplete method. Then after that we have to call the we have to draw the incomplete line, else it is going to switch to the draw a complete line. This is with respect to the drawing incomplete items. Next we will move to the next concept, that is adding a new feature. The thing is that we are going to add the new features to the existing model, uh, allow users to define new kinds of objects to the existing system. The thing is that we are going to add the subsystems to the existing system by using the concept called inheritance, you may call. Most interactive items that are used to create a graphical objects, allow user to define new kinds of objects. A system for writing sheet music may allow user to define the sequence of notes as a group. As an example, another example, in a system for drawing electrical circuits, a set of components interconnected in a particular way could be integration together that is going to construct a sub-circuit that can be treated as a single unit. The thing is that we are going to club the subsystems into a single system and making a one whole system. Here you see one example of the programming. Public class compound item. Compound is having the collection of the items. It is having a member, a list items. Public compound item takes the parameters, and it is having the number of list of items. Next method is get item. Okay, enumeration is a ordered set of items. It is having a method return, and it is having the statement is a return and enumeration of objects in items. Next is the composite pattern. The thing is that we are going to add the subsystems to the existing system by using the concept, that is by using the composite pattern. Composite objects into a tree structure to represent a part whole hierarchies. The intent of the composite pattern is to compose objects into tree structures to represent fault hole hierarchies. Composite lets clients treat individual objects and the compositions of the objects uniformly. A compound item is clearly a composition of simple items. Each compound item itself consists of other compound items. You see here in the figure, each compound element itself contains another compound item. In this figure, I am having the at top level compound item is there. Under that, I am having the subsystems compound item. One more line is there. Individual, it is having individual component, and again after that compound element is having the other subsystems. Those are you see here component item is there, label is there. After that under third level I am having the compound item. Under that I am having the circle, line, circle, or all the subsystem. You see here in this structure composite pattern, I am having the group of these systems. Okay, one subsystems, those are called the subsystems. All are connected together to form a single unit here. Based on the requirement, we are going to divide the system into number of systems, and all the subsystems are going to integrate together to form a single unit, and all the components are working together very efficiently. You see here next is the class interaction diagram for the composite pattern. This is an alternative view of the this one tree structure formed by the compound items. Here you see item is there. Under item I am going to have the subsystems, line, circle, label, and compound item. Again compound item we can derive it to the number of subsystems based on our requirement here. Okay, each and every subsystem in this system are having the render method. What is render method? Render is the process of displaying the information by the view component. Yes. Next point is the pattern based solution. As you know that pattern is a well proven solution. The solution is already there, just we are going to use the already existing solution to solve our existing problem here. There are three kinds of pattern. We know that from high level to low level we are having the architectural pattern, design patterns, and the ADMs. Architectural pattern is going to describe the overall structure of the application. This is a higher level design here, and design pattern is a middle level pattern. It is going to be concerned with the subsystems in the application, and EDM is concerned with the implementation part here. First, we'll see the architectural pattern. Architectural pattern have the following characteristics. First, we'll see what is pattern. Pattern is a solution template that addresses the recurring problem in a specific situation, or in simple words, we may call it as a it is a well-proven solution. We can use that solution for solving our existing problem. In the context creating software, three kinds of patterns are there. We know that high level to low level design. At the highest level, we are having the architectural pattern. This pattern partitions a system into subsystems and broadly define the role of each and every subsystem and what are the responsibilities and what are the features of the subsystem in the system. It is going to be addressed by the architectural pattern. Architectural pattern is having the following characteristics. Uh, they have evolved over time. Thing is that in the earlier years of software development, it was not very clear to the designers how systems should be laid out. Over time, some kinds of categorization is evolved of the kinds of software that are needed. It became clearer as to how these systems and demands on them change over their lifetime. Next is a given pattern is usually applicable for a certain class of the software system. MUC pattern, for example, is well suited for interactive uh, systems. The thing is that uh, pattern is going to solve the particular type of the problem here. There are a number of patterns are there based on the issue of your application. You are going to choose the suitable pattern for your problem. You see here, for an example, MUC pattern is well suited for interactive systems. Suppose I am going to have the network of the systems. If anything happens for any system, okay, to solve that one, we can use the MUC design patterns. MUC is a model view controller design pattern. You can use it for the interactive application problem issues. The next point is the need for these is not obvious to the untrained eye. When a designer first encounters a new class of software, it is not very obvious that the architecture should be one. Reason for this is that a designer is not aware of how the requirements might change over time. What kind of modifications are likely to be needed here? Next point is, yes, I already discussed about this one. Design patterns. Design patterns is the middle level patterns here. These are concerned with the subsystems in the application. These solve problems that could appear in many kinds of software systems here. This is a middle level pattern here. Okay, we are going to design the subsystems how it would be in order to interact with the other systems very efficiently without any issues. Okay, architectural pattern, it describes the overall design of the system. Okay, this design pattern is concerned with the subsystem, how the designing process has to be done with each and every subsystem in the system. It is going to address by the design patterns. The next thing is the idioms. EDMs concerned with the implementation part. EDMs is a low-level design pattern. EDMs are the patterns of programming and are usually associated with the specific languages. They typically refer to the use of certain syntactic elements of the language. As programmers, we often find ourselves using the same code every time we have to accomplish a certain task here. The thing is that here we are going to use the EDM's pattern. Suppose I am going to implement one of the task. Okay, first we are going to search if that implementation is already existing it or not. That is going to be addressed by the EDM's design pattern. In first, before going to start with any implementation part of any module, first we are going to search back whether that implementation is existing it or not by using the EDM's pattern. EDM's pattern is going to address the issues with the implementation part. The next is the examples of the architectural patterns. We'll see one by one. The first one is the repository, a memory for storing the data or any information. This architecture is characterized by the presence of a single data structure called the central repository. Subsystem access and modify the data stored in this. Example is system could be software used for managing the airlines. Software of managing the airlines. The subsystems in this case, one for managing reservations. The subsystems in the airline software those are managing the reservations, scheduling the stop, scheduling the aircraft. All of these would access a central data repository. All these subsystems are going to access the information from the central data repository that holds information about the aircraft, stop, and the passengers. The next thing is what kind next example is client server architectural pattern. There is a central subsystem known as the server. One server is there and a number of clients are there. There is a central subsystem known as the server and several smaller subsystems known as the clients here. There is a client and server communication. For example, the World Wide Web is probably the best example for this type of architecture, client server architecture. The browsers running on these systems acts like a clients, and the sites they access play the role of the servers. The server could also be housing a database. The server is having the database, and the clients processes the requests and updating the database here. And the next thing is what here? Pipe and filter. Pipe filters are the subsystems. Pipes are the interconnecting the filters here. The system is made up of the filters, that is the subsystems that processes the data, and pipes which can be used to interconnect the filters. The filters are completely mutually independent and are aware only the input data comes through the pipe. That is, filter knows the form and content of the data that come in, not how it was generated. The kind of the architecture produces a certain system very flexible and dynamically reconfigured. As an example, processing incomplete incoming outgoing data packets over a computer network. Each layer in the computer network processing the incoming and outgoing data packets over a computer network. Each layer would be like a filter that adds to and subtract from or modifies the packet and sends to the next layer. Here you can take the example of OSI reference model. OSI reference model is having the 7 layers. Okay, the data is moving from top layer to bottom layer, at the client side, and bottom layer to top layer at the receiver side, so that here all those layers acting like a filters, and the communication in between them is going to be happen through the interfaces here acts as a pipes here. Okay, these are all the examples of the architectural design patterns. Thank you.